So this discrimination of not letting go. Not letting go is also a discrimination, because you are attached. Right? It's attachment. So there are so many fish in the ocean, right? Not only one fish. Okay? Yeah. So nothing in daily life, see, this is what we're saying. We perceive things as real, as independent. So I said, remember impermanence. Yeah? So if he goes, he goes. So what? I have another. I can find another boyfriend, another fish. Right? So we look at about the flowers and the trees. How? See, if you look at a flower, you appreciate, oh, this flower is so beautiful. Right? This rose is so beautiful. But after 1 week, what? It will wither, right? And then it will die. And it will become a seed, doesn't it? And the seed will drop off. And then you say, oh, that's finished now. But there is life still, isn't it? And when it drops into the soil, after the next season, it will start to come out again. So there is birth. So this is life, but we don't perceive things like that. So if this person has gone, everybody has to go through birth, yeah? We have to go through growing up. We have separation, and then we have sickness, and we have death. So all that is part of life. So we can't stop it, can we? So you see, even though you said, oh, you have a good, nice family and blah, blah, you have children, and the children will grow up and they also have to leave, don't they? They're all going to have to go to another world, maybe another part of the world, and maybe go study in the US. So there is always separation. So we have to learn to deal with those things, yeah? This is part of life. It's all impermanent. So since we need to cherish our life, our relationship with people, because this might be it. So just like the other day we were talking about the concert, yeah, the enchanting concert, and they said, oh, I don't think you should go. I said, why not? Because if I don't go, I may not have another chance. Because I might die, and then I never hear. I never get to hear it again, right? Because when are we going to do the next concert? When? Maybe not for another year. So I don't know if I'm going to be alive next week, right? So we must make use of every opportunity, because this opportunity, once it goes, it may not come back. Yeah. So this is why, like you people are very wise that you actually take the opportunity today to come here, because I don't know if I have another opportunity, to talk to you people. You don't know. So that's why we need to gain insights, right? Beyond birth, death, coming, going, and just make sure that we do not let go of opportunity to learn and to grow. So when we gain insights, it's beyond comparative. No, we're not comparing with one another. Yeah? We are always learning. We're learning for our personal growth. Then someone said to me, but you say everything is empty, so what should I learn? Huh? Is there a difference? What should you learn if everything is empty? Where does our wisdom go? We have a liar consciousness, remember? So everything that we learn, we don't forget. It all goes into the memory warehouse, right? In the memory bank. So if we should die, if I should die, next time I come back, I have all this knowledge and all these things I learned as my base, So I come back, I'm one grade higher. Sure? So I don't have to start from the bottom. See? So if you learn all the lessons that, that life presents to you, then you will be so much wiser when you come back next life. So you can see some children, they come back, they look at their face. Wow, they are very smart. Haven't you seen children like that, their face? Huh? Who has children? Nobody, not yet. Have you seen some babies? Some they as though they know a lot, don't they? So that means they must have, you know, this in their mind consciousness, in their alaya consciousness, and they know a lot. So this is why we need to learn now, so that we don't miss out. We don't miss the opportunity to change. So the more we learn in this life, the easier it will be in our next life. So everything that we learn, we do, like for others, you know, all these merits, they are there. You know, even though we say, oh, everything is empty, why should I bother? It's not, because the actions, remember, our karma is done by our actions, our thoughts, our speech. Now all these create karma. So it depends on the nature of the action. Good, if you do good deeds, of course you're going to have good results, isn't it? So that determines your karma. That determines where you get born. That determines your look. Right? Okay, so we always say self and others are interconnected. And that really is the meaning saying. We are verified by all things. So every time we, in the Heart Sutra, we chant, right? So form is emptiness, emptiness is form. But what does it mean? Huh? What does it mean? Let's go back to the last one. Because we are all interconnected. So in other words, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. So there is no real self. Right? So even if you say, hey, this cup is real, yes. But once I smash it on the ground, is it still there? I can't use it. But the elements, right? The elements, if I smash this, then you can see, oh, it's made from clay. Because now, well, our eyes only see the physical part, the color, the shape, the form, but you don't see what it's made up of. Do you? It's made up of the same thing as us. Water, yeah? And the clay, the earth, the fire. Does it have fire? It has to have the fire. And it has to have air, for air to have the fire. True? So it's the same thing as me. No difference. So that's why it's all the same. We are all the same. So the interconnection. But we keep discriminating, don't we? We said, I'm different from you. Right? They said, I got blue eyes, you got black eyes. Right? I have blonde hair, you have, brown hair. So we always start me against you. And that's why we don't have harmony in our life. Yeah? So now you can understand what is the problem in your life. Then we can start to look at it. Now it's 3 o'clock. We finish at 4, don't we?
Yes.
So how can we stop the mana consciousness from, how can we stop this person from reacting, influencing us, and then we have reactions. So we have reactions is because we are not mindful, we're not aware. So now we have to sharpen the awareness in our sixth consciousness, right? So now everything we learn, see, touch goes to here first. From here, we must go directly from 6 to the 8. Okay? We don't want this one. We want to cut it out. Right? We cut it out. So we want to go, anything we learn, to go into there. We plant it as a seed. If we plant it as a seed, it will grow. What's that? Biscuit. I thought it hangs. You see? My perception. I thought you were so learned. Pen. Okay, I'll quickly do this and then you have a 10 minutes break. Yeah? Okay? So we need mindfulness. The mindfulness is like a torch. It will shine, right, on our breath. Through our breath, we can transform our forgetfulness. You see? Forgetfulness is the opposite of mindfulness, isn't it? Yeah? So every time we forget, right? We forget to be mindful. So that's why we make mistake. Or we kick the table because I forget to watch where I'm going. I was talking to somebody and I walk and I bang into the wall. Once I did that, my whole face, my whole eye was black. This is in my past life. Very bad, very bad in a way, because I'm never mindful. I can drive all the way from home to work and then forgot and said, oh, how did I get here? It's autopilot. So not really mindful of whether I stopped at the traffic light or did I run anyone down. Or, it's terrible, it's scary. Because you're so unmindful that you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. So I came out of the shower and I came out like rushing, bang onto the wall. My whole face, nearly cracked the ball. But it was so painful, my whole eyes come black. So I had to put eyeshadow on the other side. So blue eyeshadow, and then this side is purple. It was terrible. It took about a week before it dies off. So before it's healed. So this is lucky, I still have a face. So this is unmindful. So the opposite of mindfulness is forgetfulness. With mindfulness, we can observe our mind and make sure it doesn't, it's the same thing, The object of our observation, right, is the same as the mind. Because you have to make that object of observation, as the mind. So that's why I'm saying there is no self that walks. The walking is the self. Right? So when we say sweeping the floor, that sweeping is the you. That action becomes you. So if you really put your mind to what you're doing, that action of the doing is you. Try that tomorrow. If you have a gardening, if you are trimming, right, that scissors, the action of the scissors, it can become you. And then the sweeping, the action of the sweeping, that's you. Because you don't feel there's a body anymore. That action is you. So that's why in meditation, when we sit and meditate, we only the breath, isn't it? So we become the breath. We don't really feel as though there is a body anymore. So that is when you are really in the action of breathing. Right? So that's mindfulness. The mindfulness and the breath is one. We are one. Right? So we say here in the Diamond Sutra, true mind and deluded mind is the same mind, are one. Okay, O-N-E are one. This deluded mind and the true mind is the same mind. Okay, the same mind. We don't have two minds, but it's the same one mind. Okay, so we call all this mind, one mind, right? So it's only for analysis purposes that we separate that, but actually they are all very interconnected. You see, in your normal life, do you know that this is happening in your mind? Huh? How many of you know this is happening in your mind? That all the time this mana consciousness come to interfere. You don't, isn't it? Because it happens so fast. It's very quick. Our mind is very quick. And you don't know it's happening. So now you know. You have to have mindfulness in there to make sure that you don't allow you to sort of, be carried away. So sometimes it helps us to become more calm and stable. So when you are carried away by these other objects of obstacle, your hindrances, so that's why you think that, I'm not happy today. I'm not myself today, because you have allowed your mind to get carried away.